family, and welcome back to my YouTube. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made my Junko hammer. Alright guys, so before we get into the whole build of this hammer, I did want to knock off my number one asked question. May I use the same design? Yes, you may use the same design. All I ask really is that you change it up a little bit and credit me for inspiration. But yep, you're welcome to use the same idea. Alright guys, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about materials. So this is what I used for my hammer handle. This is a PVC pipe. You can find it at your local hardware store. I got mine at Home Depot. Of course, I do recommend using a thicker one. That way it's easier to stick inside of your box and it will stay there a lot better. What you're gonna need now is a regular old box, depending on the size of your hammers, depending on the size of the box that you're gonna be using. So underneath the box, we have these little flaps. Basically what you can do is you can fold them in or you can just cut them off. I like to cut mine off. That way I can make sure there's room for the bottom piece that I add. With this opening piece, all I do is I grab a piece of cardboard. I will sketch out the size of the box onto this piece of cardboard, and then I will cut it out and hot glue it onto the bottom of that one. So I can kind of demonstrate you guys what it looks like on the hammer. If you guys can see over here, the box connects to the inner piece. There's a few corners that stick out, but since I painted it, it kind of blends in a little bit more. So I recommend doing that. So that's how I attach this bottom piece to the box, just with a bunch of hot glue. And that's also the side where the pole goes through. So I recommend doing it that way because it really helps get the pole in there nice and sturdy, especially with all the extra support you have around it. So there you go on that. And with the box, obviously, you just paint it in whatever kind of paint you want to use. You can use spray paint or you can use acrylics. I recommend acrylics. All right guys, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is how to make spikes. So these are the little designs that I've kind of cut out for my spikes. These are the large ones that I've used for Junko, but with my Harley Quinn hammer, I used these right here. So it's all depending on what size you want. For my small ones, they look just like this. They're like a little triangle with a round bottom, and all I do is I hot glue them together by connecting the ends. So you just connect the ends like this, and you have your spike. So depending on the size you want is depending on how big the little cutouts will be. You can do them with paper. They're a little harder to do with paper, so I recommend getting foam or cardboard. I use an EV foam. So I highly recommend getting this foam at your local craft store. You can get it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I recommend Michael's. They have a cosplay section. Okay, so I'll go ahead and explain how I do all my detailing. So on this hammer, you can see that there's all these little marks here, and on the hammer as well there's all these details. So those are actually all added with a hot glue gun. So nice and simple to do and very cheap. So I highly recommend it. All I did was go to my local Dollar Tree and I bought a whole bunch of flowers. So yeah, nice and simple, right? All right, so that is honestly all you need to know to make a hammer. It's just EV foam here, lots of detail work with a little hot glue gun, a regular old box with a cutout box, a cutout of cardboard stuffed here, and then the handles glued on with hot glue. So nice and simple and easy to make. This cost me a total of $4.89 to make. So cosplay can be cheap. If there is any questions or anything you guys have that I may have missed during this video, then please comment them down below. I will be very happy to help you guys out in making a hammer. But those are the basic details. I used PVC pipes, a box, lots of cardboard, and some EV foam. So it's a very simple build and it's very cheap. So I highly recommend doing it. Make sure to share this with your friends. Give it a like, comment down below because I love hearing from you guys. And make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I am very, very active on there. So don't forget to check me out. And anyways, happy building. Have a good time crafting. And if you guys need any help, make sure to check the comments. I'll be answering a lot of questions down there. Bye guys.